Hello there. What is going on, everybody? It is Armada time. It's been a long day of Ministravaganza streaming. We have been talking about games like Legion, games like X-Wing, and of course, the day would not be complete without the Star Wars Armada Rapid Reinforcements Customizing Your Fleets stream that is going to be kicking off here in about 20 minutes. And we're going to do a watch party. We're going to talk about Armada. It's definitely my favorite game. I love it so much that I get dings from the house. There's dings every time I hear the word Armada. Is it Pop-Tarts? It was Pop-Tarts. It's a Pop-Tart ding for Armada. Nothing makes your game better of Armada than brand new Pop-Tarts by, I don't even know who they're by. I was going to do like a fake commercial, but anyway, I really do like Pop-Tarts though. Sponsor me, maybe. Pop-Tarts. Let's talk about Pop-Tarts with Armada. Anyway. What a random sponsorship, right? That'd be so random. Anyway, no, it's not a sponsorship. It's not. Anyway, it's been a long day. I'm having a good time. So if you guys are just joining in, we're going to be talking about Star Wars Armada in this stream. They're going to be doing rapid reinforcements, customizing your Armada fleets. Dallas Kemp, I believe, is going to be doing the stream for this one, so make sure you share this video with your Armada communities. We want to get people aware. We want to get people watching and really kind of spreading the word that AMG hasn't completely dismissed Armada, and maybe we'll do some giveaways. I'm allowed to do some giveaways here, like this awesome defense liaison. We'll give that one away in the stream. Then maybe for Discord we'll have slicer tools. Yeah, or something like that. We'll do that. We'll do those in a little bit. So stick around. Sean asks, any chance we might get a surprise new ship model? I don't think so. I don't think that's a possibility. I mean, well, I guess anything's possible. There could be. I mean, there's supposed to be some kind of surprise tomorrow night for their hangout, or they'll just be painting something. Sunday will be the big day of surprises. There's a full of surprises stream kind of queued up for Sunday. I don't think new ships are really in the in the path of ways to go. Like, even if you look at all the X-Wing news we got today, none of that even hinted that they're designing new ships. The longest distance news is that they're just going to be reprinting old existing ships into the new 2.0. I guess the closest you get into like a new design is that they have kind of nerfed or changed the YT-2400 somehow. Well, I guess we'll have to find out when that comes out. But yeah. So what's going on, everybody in chat? Let me know where you're watching from. Love to talk with Armada fans, the Armada community. It's my favorite tabletop game of all time, and it's lovely to actually get a stream for Armada this Ministravaganza, unlike last Ministravaganza. But this time we have at least one stream. They dropped rapid reinforcements as a surprise on us, and that was interesting because we didn't even have a hint that it was coming, and it was all of a sudden, boom! Oh, here's a whole new chunk of content available right now, and it's free, and it's already old because it's already 3 seconds. It was so surprising. We're used to getting things, we're used to getting things kind of like previewed in advance, and we can expect things. And if the path forward for Armada is just going to be like, all of a sudden one day, boom, here's a whole new wave, and it's now, and you can play with it right this second. Like, that's wild and crazy, but like, I kind of want to know, if things are kind of in the works. I just ate some raspberry stuff, so I've got like little raspberry seeds in my tongue right now. It's driving me crazy. Shouldn't have done that before a stream. Anyway, but yes, so I also think, with Dallas doing the stream, I don't think we're going to be getting like detailed Armada spoilers. I think the type of stuff that we're going to be getting is more along the painting aspect. I'm curious what you guys think Dallas is going to be painting today. because there's not really. I put, in the thumbnail for this stream, I went ahead and put up a victory. I think he's going to do a victory because, and granted he could be doing anything, but I feel like I don't think he'd be doing, a Gazanti. Because the Sea-Rock artwork is like the Sea-Rock Gazanti that they have for the Separatists is it's a whole different ship than the Gazanti. That one was a little bit of a stretch, but I don't think he'd be painting it. Like, you could certainly paint a regular Gazanti in Separatist colors, but it still wouldn't look like the art on the ship. So I just don't think he would be doing that because, that's a little bit too far. And I don't think he'll be doing an Imperial Venator because that's just gray, and I think that'd be a little too boring for a Ministravaganza stream. It'd be something that they might give to somebody who is maybe a little bit less experienced, because it's kind of easy. It's just gray and then a wash, and you can do some like different gray tones and stuff like that. Like, there's ways to do it well, and I'm sure anybody's capable of doing it well, especially somebody like Dallas who can do great stuff. But I feel like that's not going to be as entertaining, and it might make for a boring stream just painting like gray on gray. So then we're left with the Providence or the Victory Star Destroyer. And while the Providence could be interesting, I feel like that one also is kind of based off of a whole different ship. I think the Rebel Providence is kind of based off of that Rebel 1, or that one that people are 3D printing, like it's a physically different ship than the Providence. So I don't know. I mean, like, that one could work. They could be surprising us, and maybe he'll just do something really cool with the Providence. So if he's doing the Providence, I think he's going to just make it completely his own. But if it's not the Providence, and it's a Rebel, or a GAR, Galactic Republic, if it's a Republic Victory, I think is the best, the most likely option. So yeah, that's my thoughts. That is my thoughts. So, because I think that one gives you the most that you can do. Like, you have to do some color matching. You got to do a little bit of color blending to try and get that off-white base for the Republic. It's almost like that kind of eggshell sort of, off-white, and then you've got to get the red bits, and you can do different bits of paneling, and you're going to have a little bit more of a contrast. Plus, you have the engine glow, and at least you have two main colors, as opposed to just the gray of the Venator. So yeah, but then again, if you're going Rebels, you could do all kinds of different colors. Like, Rebels tend to have, lots of different little panels. You can have some red, some orange, some blue. You can also have your engine glow. So I mean, you definitely have options there. You definitely do. But also, a Star Destroyer engine glow is kind of more iconic than most other engine glows. So Star Destroyer might be the most fun one for him to do. But I think it'll definitely be one of those. The real surprise here, the real potential surprise could be, what if he's doing a ship that's not in rapid reinforcements at this time? Like, what if, for example, we open it up and he was painting an Architans, and you're like, wait a second, this is supposed to be a rapid reinforcements. It's an Architans? What? And that would be our like spoiler that there's another rapid reinforcements coming, right? Like, that would be cool. Obviously, I don't think that's going to be the case. That'd be amazing if that were the case. But I think if they had another rapid reinforcements to spoil for us, then of course we would be Phoenix Home. We already have a Phoenix Home, though. This is supposed to be, the rapid reinforcements is in the name of their stream that they're doing. So I don't think it's going to be something that's not from rapid reinforcements. But yeah. Unless it's a future rapid reinforcements. But Phoenix Home wouldn't need to be in a future because that one already exists. I don't know. Where's the whiskey? Oh, man, you know what? I might have to go get some, but I forgot to get some. It's okay. Maybe next time. Maybe tomorrow. Phoenix Nest, yeah. So I think tomorrow's going to be less coverage because we have what do we have coming on tomorrow? Tomorrow is to scroll up. I have my schedule. At 1:30, I'll be starting the Legion gameplay stream. That'll start officially at 2 or something like that, or maybe no. I'll be starting at 1. 1:30 is when the stream starts. And then they might be doing some reveals like tomorrow night, real late. I don't know if I'm going to stream that because it's just a hobby hangout. So unless they kind of really say, hey, we're going to reveal something tonight, then I don't think so. So I'm probably just going to be doing the one stream tomorrow. And then Saturday, the main stream that I'm going to be covering is the Full of Surprises stream, which is going to be at, I'll probably start around 3:30, and then I'll go from 4 to 5 is what they have scheduled, and that'll be the one to really talk about. So that's going to be the big surprise reveal stream. We'll have to see what happens with all of that. I don't know though. Realistically, I don't know if we're going to get any surprises, any surprise. Any stuff at all. Like, we may not get any kind of surprises. I don't know. I'm trying to keep my expectations low. I think at best, we might get a slight spoiler. You know, like, I would love for him to at least talk a little bit about rapid reinforcements and just confirm that there is more in the works. You know, whether it be specifically only one more or multiple more, like, that would be cool too. But I would love to have some kind of timeline too. Like, are they looking to do one of those per year? Are they looking to do one of those every 2 years? Are they looking to do, like, since it was so small, could they do one every 6 months or something like that? Are they going to drop one tonight? You know, are they going to drop one right now? You know, like, that would be insane. You know, so I don't know if that's going to happen. So yeah, so what's going on there? Board Game Captain says, are you going to Gen Con this year? Yes, I am. I will be going to Gen Con, and I still don't know exactly what I'm going to be up to, but I'm going to be doing a lot of coverage. I'm not going to be like working a booth this time. I'll be trying to get talk to developers, talk to board game designers, get demos, cover a lot of new stuff. I know the Snapship guys, if you've seen a recent Snapships video, they'll be there. I'll be trying to check out, of course, the Armada, X-Wing, and Legion tournaments scenarios, and try to say hi to folks and get some cool video clips, and maybe get some photos of some of the tables, and have fun with that. And man, my beard is starting to get gray. I just realized this. I look at myself in the feedback monitor all the time. And man, I'm getting old. I'm not gonna dye it either. I'm just gonna just embrace it. I might go full gray though. I might just might show up like Anderson Cooper, like just totally white haired one day. You might just see that. This is strange. I usually don't record this late. I'm usually not doing live streams this late at night, but here we are in the magic world. Let's talk about a little bit about giveaways, right? Give me a hashtag Armada if you're interested in winning the Defense Liaison, and that'll go to somebody live in the chat right now, and then we'll do the Slicer Tools a little bit later. So stay tuned for that. I also put some other stuff. There's if you guys aren't already in the Discord, it's a great place to win promos, win cards, win giveaways. We also, of course, if the regular lightsaber giveaway is still going on right now. So if you're not already subscribed and leaving comments, what are you waiting for? So make sure you do that. But yes. Somebody mentioned the orange B-wing prototype. Who is that? Panera. That would be a pretty cool one. Yeah, there's a lot of reusing stuff that they could do. I really want to get the stealth ship. I would love to see them come up with like using a CR90's base and model with the rapid reinforcements to do like the stealth ship. Like, that would be really, really awesome. I'd love to see that. That'd be really cool. So because then we could just 3D print our own, and all of that other stuff. So just to FYI, we are going to be covering the rapid reinforcements customizing your Armada fleets stream. As soon as that kicks off, I'll switch over to it, and we'll be doing that. That is going to be starting in about 7 or 8 minutes. So that's how that goes. An Imperial Nebulon absolutely could work. I think I'm more interested in the Republic and the Separatists getting more stuff. And by all means, even let us 3D print our own stuff. Just do it for any existing squadron. They could do the Slave 1 for the Separatists, have that be Jango Fett's Slave 1. We've already got those models. Of course, people will happily 3D print their own placeholders for now too. Just have something that's standardized and will take care of it. Like that would be awesome. What cross faction ship do you want most? Definitely want Architans for the Republic. And I want that to come with a new commander too. I want commanders to come with it. I don't want it to be exactly the same as the last rapid reinforcements where it's just ships and squadrons. I also want upgrades and commanders. I want those to be part of it too. The Republic could, like, for example, I don't ever want to really run those Charger C-70s and stuff with the Republic right now. They don't have a commander to, or a gimmick to really make them shine. They don't have like a Akbar style commander or the Sato kind of commander to give them dice shenanigans when they're attacking other ships. And so I would love to see some things like that happen. The Imperial Venator class is certainly already in game, so we don't really need that, unless of course we're doing like a standalone expansion for it. Another interesting thing would be like, what if they were designing actual standalone expansions for each of the ships that were represented in, a rapid reinforcements? Wouldn't that be interesting? A Dreadnought for every faction. I think that would be a-okay. I'd be down. I would be absolutely in love with that. That would be really cool. But yes, I'd like to see that. There's so many things that I'd like to see. I want more commanders for the Clone Wars. Still want more ships for the Clone Wars as well. So rapid reinforcements it's been really, really cool. Malevolence, I would love to do Malevolence. What if they did Malevolence for a Super Star Destroyer base? Like you just use a Super Star Destroyer as a stand-in, and it's the Malevolence, right? I would love that. I'd do that in a heartbeat. That'd be amazing. But the thing is, you'd have to come up with some really, really clever, cool mechanic on firing that ion cannon and have it be a slow-moving object. Maybe it moves at speed 3 or speed 4 even. Like it's fast, but like if you're a really fast ship, you can get out of the way of it. A Lucre Hulk. I'd love a Lucre Hulk. I think realistically right now to get a Lucre Hulk, we'll just have to put it on a large base. And I think what you do, quite simply, is you just use the Onager's base. It's already got that special firing arc, and I don't know, if somebody's in there and they can hit all the way to the center, then they can fly right in. Maybe that's an unshielded section that the squadrons can go right in and do their groovy stuff. All right, so let's take a look at who did the hashtag Armada. I'm going to pick a winner for that real quick. That's going to be, for the defense liaison, it's going to be Andrew Lynch. Congratulations, Andrew Lynch. You're winning this defense liaison with the full art on the back. What year is this from? This was from 2019. It's one of those OP kits from FFG. So go ahead and shoot me an email, and I'll get your... let me know what you have won, because I've been doing a lot of different things, and I might get an email that I don't know who won what. Whatever, just shoot me an email, and get me your shipping information, and I'll get this out to you. So thank you. By the way, a little side thing, I do a lot of mailing giveaways, and within the last 2 weeks, I have had like almost a dozen people message me saying, "Hey, I finally got that those promos from you. I finally got that stuff that you mailed me out," and ranging from 2 months ago, 4 months ago, 9 months ago, and the longest was 11 months ago. All arrived within the same 2 week period, which I thought was completely baffling until I realized the mailbox that I drop some of my stuff off in. Apparently, I had to do some investigating. It's at a building on my way to work. That mailbox does not get picked up unless someone calls the post office to come pick up the mail there. And of course, with COVID protocols and a lot of people working from home, that never went back to that building, or very few people did. Nobody ever called for almost a year to have the mail picked up. So a lot of the stuff that I had shipped out to viewers, if you had never got anything from me or whatever, or it was a long delay, it was because of that. And so I learned very well which mailboxes not to use now. So interesting. I apologize for that. I guess it was sort of beyond my control, but I learned something. Pretty cool. All right, it's almost Armada time. They are getting ready. They are getting ready, and we're gonna be tabbing back over as soon as they are starting up. Let me know your best predictions in the in the chat, and I'm super excited. I want to see some Armada stuff, but at the same time, I'm realistic, and I don't really expect to get too many spoilers from Dallas. Dallas usually talks about the painting aspect of it, but I think there's things that we can ask. I would be happy just to hear about the design process for rapid reinforcements, like what made them go through and decide to do a digital product as opposed to physical stuff, like they've done with X-Wing and Legion with all the card packs and stuff. And was it difficult to get Lucasfilm to sign off for something that would have been essentially free distribution? Of course, it certainly promotes additional sales. But I'm just curious how they feel about rapid reinforcements, and so there's a lot of questions I could ask about the stuff that's already there without trying to pry for spoilers. So that's one of those things. Is this secular canon? I don't know off the top of my head, but that's certainly something they could do for an ISD. Because the only real difference, if I'm remembering correctly, the main difference is that the secular didn't really have the docking bay. It didn't have that big opening at the bottom, right? But I mean, they could do that stuff. They can do certain things. Like if the fact that they got to do the Republic Victory was a big surprise for me. That is a big surprise for me that they were able to do that. I mean, there's a difference between things that are like canon and things that are like on screen. Just because it's canon doesn't mean it's going to sell. Are they live yet? Are they ready? No, not ready yet. Not 100% ready yet. So, yeah, as soon as they start, we'll be flipping over to them. Let's do it.
Hello and welcome to Rapid Reinforcements, where we're customizing our Armada ships. I've got a couple ships here in front of me, a Venator 2 and the, what's this little guy called? The Providence class. And we're going to paint these up in some alternate color schemes. I'm going to show you some tips, tricks, and just have fun talking about repairing ships. So, kick it to the minicam, Mr. Kevin, sir. Let's get started. Let's have fun. Let's party. And let's continue this Ministravaganza hype. Because I know I'm hype. I know you're hype. Right? You're hyped? I'm hyped. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to paint the exhaust port on this Venator 2 on both of these with some off-white because we're going to make them glowy. And so the idea here is in the Armada Rapid Reinforcements, these ships are faction swapped. So I thought it would be cool to actually paint them up in those new faction colors. First we need some exhaust ports. How's that? And to start any glow, you need an off-white first. Everybody's super hyped. Everybody's in here watching, hanging out for some Armadas. These miniatures are super cool. I'm excited about this. Okay, so I came up with a plan earlier on how to approach. I'm going to try to do 2 in an hour. And so this Providence class being Rebellion now, I went ahead and laid a layer of that off-white that you see on Rebellion ships. I've got some yellow and red, and I think we're just going to paint some random shapes. And to make this easier, I'm going to follow along some panel lines. I'm not going to try to be fancy about it. I'm not going to try and freehand. I mean, I'll probably end up doing some wacky freehand here in a little bit. We'll see what happens. But we just need some of that yellow and red that you see on these ships. I'm just going to kind of choose. I've got a little bit of art up here as reference, just a couple of different ships. I'm just going to use them as like inspirational guides of like placement. Ella Fire Spray, hello. Yes, everything has been, all of our feedback has been very positive, very exciting. Lots of positive feedback. Where else needs to be yellow? I think we're going to keep the command tower not having any color on it. Everything needs to go different directions here. Was it difficult to decide on which ships we would include in rapid reinforcements? It's more of a plumber question. Studio had no say in that. That's a question for development. I think that's enough yellow. We need to do some on this side. Maybe a band. Oh no, I think a red band going across would be nice. Switch to this side. That's got like a mix of two different yellows. Just kind of make something very similar to what we see on Rebellion ships. The Rebel Alliance. Little hair on there. I can tell I prepped these like 2 weeks ago for Ministrav. They got dust on them. I don't want this to be mirrored, so I need to find different spots. The nose? I don't know about the nose. I like this real skinny plate here. Kind of ties into that one. Maybe this raised plate. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that? How's that shot? I'm just keeping the paint nice and thin. It doesn't have to be super fancy. We just want it to tie to the story that we're trying to tell here. We just want to avoid all symmetry. We'll leave that up to those Imperials. I think a lower plate on this side. Red for the nose. I like red for the nose. We're going to switch to red now. So I don't think I want to do the tip of the nose. That always feels a little weird. I think let's put the tiniest touch of blue in there, because that red was super punchy. Needs to bring that back just a little bit. I always seem to find the worst brushes for streams. Alright, that's a good red. I think I want to do something all the way across. I think a nice solid band. So we're going to have to freehand a bit of a line there. Pull the mic down a little bit. How's that? Test, test, can you hear me now? 1, 2, 1, 2. Got a song in my heart and some paint on my brush. I got an Armada ship up in front of me, ready to paint. I just obliterated that poor yellow. Oopsie doodles. We're just going to call that part of the process. Use that edge, get that nice line across there. Where else? Any advice for painting Armada minis? Have trouble freehanding the panels. Just take your time, keep breathing, don't hold your breath. Practice brush control and a steady hand. And just use the panels as a guide. You can let the paint flow down into the crevasse. Let's go ahead and just fill this area. Use a nice tip brush. Goes a long, long ways. The big thing is don't hold your breath. Use something to steady your hand. It's actually much easier to do when you're not on stream, because I'm trying to keep it on camera and that's always tricky. I do want more cowbell, absolutely. It's a good shade of red. It's vibing with the yellow. I like a good vibing with my yellow color. See, I just touch the tip of the brush into the panel line and just let it go. Don't try to actually freehand anything. Needs more red up here. My hairs are splitting on my brush, because of course they are. Why would they not be, Kevin? Why would they not be? I don't know, maybe this little bit of trim here is red. Why not? Why not? And if you mess it up, you can throw a little of your color, base color, that creamy white back on there and make it look more chipped. You know, with Rebellion ships today, always look better, kind of beat up. You know, they don't have the financial support to keep everything in perfect working order. They're the scrappy underdogs. Okay, what do we think? Is that enough red? I'm going to double panel this one. Just a big panel of red. You know why I did that? Because I splashed red paint on that other panel. Happy accidents. That's what we're here for. We're just here to have fun and paint a cool ship, and there's no reason not to have a good time with it. Okay, should I do some gray panels as well? I think some gray panels. Yeah. I absolutely love just these big old chunky ships to paint up. And I think Armada has like some nice big spaceships that you can play on and just have a good time. Maybe someday I'll paint my Super Star Destroyer. Like repaint that. I'm only going to do a couple of these gray panels. Give it more of that hodgepodge look. Bum 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 bum. These gray panels. That's the secret sauce. Am I going to wash the palette? Yeah, I'm going to do a whole wash over everything. Like we we just did the rapid reinforcements. We don't talk about future stuff that we haven't released. So there's not really much to say, but we did just make new content. And maybe this panel right here. And that one. And that one. All right. I'm going to give this a moment to dry. And while that is drying, I'm going to get out my big old dry brush. I might need to take this one off its stand, actually. How's that? Am I in the shot? Oh, the Instagram painting competitions. Those are coming back. We kind of took a break because of Ministravaganza, but we should be bringing all that back. Too much paint. Should just be a kiss. So the idea for this vinegar is I want to do it like kind of black and ominous with some red glow. A little swirly. Moving in circles. Oops. That's why we wear gloves, so we can touch the miniature. Raise it up just a little bit. Gotcha. Now news will come when we have news to, lay it out. We don't usually talk like in hints, allegations, or things left unsaid. So I just want a little kiss of gray all over because I want to maintain the blackness of the ship. I think we're going to put like little red glow all over it, like little red lights. To create an ominous feeling for this vinegar. This is actually just a piece of cardboard. I just use a little piece of cardboard to knock the paint off my dry brush. It's cheap, it's laying around, it's easy to obtain. Just flick the edges here, get those gribbles. If I get real fancy, I might put like a blue glow around the bay doors to kind of like represent the force field. That'd be kind of cool, right? Yeah, that's exactly what the cardboard is for. It sucks the paint up for dry brushing. I'm not going to overdo the bottom here. I'm going to just obligatory bottom paint job shot. You want so little paint on your dry brush. The less paint, the better. You just want, it should take multiple times of dry brushing. If you're really going in there and trying to like really get a nice blend, you can actually get really beautiful blends with a dry brush. You know, there's other techniques that are better for blending, but a dry brush will get you some nice blends. And so the less paint on it, the better. You're just trying to slowly build up very, very soft amount of paint. Ribbles, gribbles, belly, belly. I think we need just a little bit more. Whoa! Quick, grab a brush. Quick, grab some water. See what happens when you rush. Okay, we're going to set that aside, let that dry a bit. Let's make a wash and put a wash on our ship, our Providence class carrier. Thin that down. Really thin that down. Let's get some white and gray washes. I'm going to use a second brush to control my wash. So the first thing I want to do is slowly paint this on. Focusing on the crevices. I'm going to use a second brush to blend that out so I don't get pulling on the upper surfaces. That might be a little too dark. I'm going to tone that down just a touch. Just going to do that whole panel real quick. Let's go ahead and tear a little bit of this paper towel. I'm just going to quickly wipe some of that away. Am I still on the screen? Thumbs up. Thumbs up from Kevin. I'm going to draw that out. And then when this dries, I'll hit it with another quick dry brush of a light color to bring back a lot. Just let that fall into the crevices. There's some really amazing products out there that's like panel line stuff you can get from model airplanes, and it works really well for this as well. But I'm going for quick and dirty. chat because I'm focused on a wash. Because if I stop, it'll dry. Kevin. I can feel him looking at me like, why'd you say my name, dude? Am I still on screen? I'm just going fast now. Oh, I can't wait to grunge this thing up now. First, I gotta get all these panels though. And then we'll do a darker wash and all the agreeables. Ooh! It's gonna be spicy. Oh, those are some deep inset channels. I like that. A little bit more of this, a little bit more of that. Bring it back to the back. How am I doing on time? What am I, like 30 minutes in? Dang. Nailed it. Okay, so maybe I won't get them both painted in an hour. But I'm gonna go for it. How would an ink fit into this? Well, inks and washes aren't mutually different. A wash is not a thing, but a technique. And inks are definitely a thing. So inks are super thin, translucent paints with very high pigment concentration. Wash is just a technique. So you can make a wash out of regular paint. You can make a wash out of an ink. Anytime that you're just thinning paint down and sort of slopping it into or onto a surface with the intent that it runs into recesses to create shadow, that's just a wash. So how would I incorporate inks into this? Definitely when I go to do the exhaust ports on this fine Armada ship, I will use some inks to really punch up that exhaust, right? I really like the look of these ships to have like really punchy exhaust ports. So I definitely use inks there to kind of facilitate and accentuate really punchy colors, because that's what ink is really good for, is just bringing in super punchy colors, high concentrations. Let's go black for the engines here. So I'm just washing this on here now. I don't think I would use ink necessarily to paint my panel lines, because inks with their high concentration of color, the formulations tend to be a bit glossy. Not all inks are. I'm just saying a general, typical, this is how they are usually made. They tend to have a high gloss concentration. And I don't want glossy panel lines. That looks really, really odd to me. You know, maybe that's what you like. I'm not here to judge. It's your Armada ship. You paint how you like it. But any thin down paint can be used to paint the panel lines. And I got like a little blue in there going on just for visual interest. And we're going to tie it all together with some, once this dries up, we're going to work some other colors in a dry brush over top of this. So just using real simple techniques. I like using real simple techniques sometimes for just knocking some paint jobs out, right? It's really fun, like on these Armada ships, to just kind of really get something knocked out for a tabletop that looks cool and unique, and unique to you, right? Make it your army, make it your battle force. It's a lot of fun. Put some blue glow in those. So this is just blue paint. We're not brought the ink yet, but I want to get this started so we can talk about the inks more. Gotta let stuff dry. I missed the very end of the ship there. That looks pretty good. I got the thumbs up from Kevin, so that's always good. My paint colors, I don't actually know what paint colors I'm using there. And I wasn't actually reading the chat there. Sorry. I got in the weeds on paint, and I was having a lot of fun painting my Armada ship. The paint colors, I have no idea. I throw reds out there. Kick it to the palette cam there, Kevin. Let's show them this palette cam. So this is my palette. This is what I'm using. I think this is orc flesh. I don't know. It just looked cool, so I put it on my palette. There's like 3 different reds here, and I actually mixed them all together to get the red for my Armada ship right here. I got a couple different yellows, because the actual names of the colors and the colors don't matter. It's what looks good and feels right to you. And ratios and percentages don't really mean a whole lot. I'm using a wet palette. You might be using a well palette. You might be using a dropper bottle with a bigger hole than my dropper bottle. So ratios aren't really working. So I like teaching how to paint, not what to paint, right? So I just got this mustard color and this like dull lemon, and I mixed that together. And that's my yellow that I put on my Armada ship there. The washes are just washes I made, right? This is like, let me slide this over just a little bit. So this is like some grays, and this is like a dark gray, and with a little touch of blue. You can see that little bit of blue in there. And then this is just black, and I just made that up. This is, what? I can't see it yet. I'm not over far enough. Sorry. So then I got like just pure white and pure black, and I mixed them together to make my gray. So there's no name to it. It's just painting. They won't say I'm painting Armada. Is that confirmation? I'm not sure. We're going to dry brush this Armada ship. Am I on this? There we go. Because I really want this Imperial Venator 2. Let's put a little white in that. Kick it up. Yeah, TK. It's all about technique. It's not about recipe. Recipes won't teach you anything. I like to say painting is a lot like, cooking. You give me a recipe and I'm going to ignore it when I'm cooking. I'm going to look at it. I'm going to be like, all right, so I see you put lemongrass and saffron. Well, I don't have any saffron. So I'm going to find something to, maybe I'll boil some currants and like get a rich, flowery flavor from the juice of that and add that into my rice instead of saffron because I can't afford saffron. Let's be real. So I don't try to teach recipes because that's teaching you what to paint. Let's focus on how to paint. How to come together at the game table. How to bring new people at the game table. How to be a positive and powerful force in your local gaming community. And, just paint some miniatures, right? It's fun, it's relaxing, it's cathartic. There's a lot of little life lessons to be had in painting miniatures. Like I say, painting miniatures is a fine art of correcting one's mistakes. It's kind of what life is. You never wear gloves when you paint. Oh yeah, well something like this, I don't want to get my human oils on my paint. Not after I seal it. Then I don't care. Also, I'm just dry brushing, so I'm just slopping paint across my hand, so it's a little bit better. Big dry brush across the bottom, one side only. Creates that look of light hitting. I should non-metallic mellow that black. If I had a 2-hour stream for painting this, I would totally non-metallic mellow this black ship. 100%. It's not I that have the power to kill games. Alright, let's start putting some red lights on this sucker. Because that's been the part I've been most excited about. TK, get that man a donut and some time. I ordered donuts this morning for Ministravaganza. They showed up. They're sitting in the front area. Alright, where are we putting red lights? That's not red. Make a better red, Dallas. This is like fire truck red. So like your basic primary red. So we'll use that. Armada ships do come painted like X-Wing. But I like custom stuff. I love one-offs and originals. Sometimes it's a lot of fun to take something, have a nice relaxing evening, paint it up for yourself. So when you go to the local game store and your friend's like, whoa! You're like, yeah, I painted that. And then your friend goes home. This is a true story, by the way. And then your friend goes home and is like, I'm going to show them, I'm going to paint something even cooler. And then they paint something even cooler and they come back and they show you and you're like, whoa! And then you go home and you're like, I want to paint something even cooler. And you go home and you paint something even cooler and you show back up at the game store and they're like, whoa. I love that, like, little, like, competitive, challenging your friends to try to improve, grow, do better. You know? Once again, like life. We can all learn and grow. Everybody can be better from time to time. Be like, I need to be more positive. You go learn how to be more positive. I'm going to learn how to be a better painter. Go learn how to be a better painter. Take those beautiful journeys that life offers you. Little red dots. Cool for a cool until the whole world is cool. Blue engine glow. Oh, the paint down in that one wasn't quite dry. It's alright. It'll survive. Nobody wants to see this bad boy busting out of hyperspace in pursuit. Got a little bit of that blue color there. Just erase that. I think it needs more red on top. I think these right here. What's my favorite galactic Civil War capital ship look-wise? Wow. Admirable question. I'm not a big fan of picking favorites, though. I don't like favorites. I mean, I do own 2 of the Super Star Destroyers, though. Does that kind of make it a favorite by default, just because I own 2 of them? I'm a monster like that. What can I say? Kevin's over here just agreeing and smiling, like, yes, you are a monster. I'm like, I know. All right, we got a little bit of ink here. The paint's not quite dry, but this is going to punch up those exhausts a little bit. So much pigment. So much punch. Yeah. I'm sorry you feel that way there. Leprechauns. You know, everybody's got to look for the things in life that the joy is provided for them, and you know, I'm sorry it's not what you're looking for. I'm going to enjoy painting. I want to do a imperial symbol on there, and I really meant to get to make a decal, or not decal, but like a stencil to do that. But I did not. All right, I think this needs. Do you think this needs a little bit of dry brush? I think it needs a little bit of dry brush. I just talked myself into it. So a little off-white, a little pure white, a little gray. 10 minutes. Ah, you got me flummoxed with the 10-minute mark there. Get all that paint off there. So I'm feeling pretty good about these rapid reinforcements. That new Armada scenario. Repaints for our capital ships here. I'm just going to lightly, I want to catch these edges. And I know I'm going over top of my yellows and reds, but that's okay. We'll pick those back up here in a moment. Fine art of correcting one's mistakes. Fine art of correcting one's mistakes. Just remind yourself of that. We're just going to pick this back out. There's not a stencil. I was going to make one. What do you use for a stencil? Paper, tape, something fancy? What I would probably do is, I mean, if I could convince Jesse, our graphic design manager, they have a vinyl cutter. I'd be like, please, will you do this for me? And then Jesse would tell me no. So then I'd probably just print it out, just find an image online and print it out, and then I would lay it on top of some paint tape, painter's tape, and then cut it out so the painter's tape becomes the stencil. Does that make sense? And then that's what I would use. We only got a few minutes left. Let's grunge this ship up. Let's grunge it up. One more highlight though. We're getting ready for one more stream tonight. We're doing the hangout. Alright, I got some browns. I feel like the vinegar's pretty good. I think the red lights need a little more punch, and the blue glow needs a little bit. But I think all in all, the vinegar looks pretty good. Definitely ready for the tabletop. We just want to grunge this up a little bit. I got some browns and blues. So we're just going to find some spots. What grays am I using? They were a mix. I just sort of mixed some stuff up. Um, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect. I went with just what felt right. So I used some off-whites. The off-white is a little leany on the yellow. See if we can get some like a little more grunge. These corners and such. Maybe we can try some carbon scoring. Never actually tried that. Let's say it took a shot right here. We need to let that dry. So what I'm doing is dapping a little brown here and there, just where I feel like it works. Now I'm using a second brush that's a little damp, and sort of pulling it away, letting it blend out. There's no correct spot for this, and just kind of paint with my heart. This is the best way to paint. You can tell when summer enters the office. We're just going to go down this line here just to stain that up. I like this brown stain happening here. Honestly, I think that would look super good. Let's emphasize this, these trench area right here. Drag that out. 3 minutes. And then we got to go do the other stream. The hangout. The end of day hangout. Where a ton of us are going to hang out and talk. What we got? Super helpful. Yeah, it's super helpful to have 2 brushes. When we have information, we will share it. As per all of our communication statement. When we have information, we'll share it. We had information and we shared it. Did we not? Look at them gribbly bits. Yeah, the vinegar looks super cloaked and I love it. Like I said, you don't want to see that guy come out of hyperspace in pursuit of you. How many minutes I got? 2 minutes. We got 2 minutes, kids. Dun, 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 dun. What do we got? Ewoks, yeah. It's okay to be upset with stuff. I totally respect that. I'm upset with stuff sometimes. Actually, I really try not to be. It's not good for my heart. But it's it's okay to be upset with stuff, and not. That's just the way life is, and I respect passion. Um, just make sure you're not overlooking what is right in front of you. Putting a little blue right there. What do you think of that? I like that. Like it's like the little, cause like a little Anakin is just gonna fly in there and mess this ship up, right? Like, well, I know he's on his side, but not in my story. Little Anakin's always on my side, no matter what side everybody else is on. Are we wrapping it up? Just wrap it up. I'm just going to keep painting. All right, get ready. We're closing this sucker out. We're getting ready to kick it over to the hangout where we're going to be painting some more Star Wars in the day of Ministravaganza, day 1. I'm super excited. You're super excited. And, yeah.
All right. That's not much to recap. Not much to recap. It was a painting stream, and I definitely tried to manage some of those expectations, because that's basically what we got. We got just painting. Now they did paint 2 ships instead of just 1, and they didn't do the victory like I thought they were going to do. So that was it. Lot of toxicity in the chat, though. That's always unfortunate when that happens, and I've certainly been very, very salty in the past, so there's limits to how much I can really chastise people for being upset and salty. But I have learned that being overly negative to these individuals doing these streams does not help the case. So I tried to ask questions that maybe they could answer, and at least he addressed. And I'll say this: he obviously did see the questions. He did address them, and he kind of did say, at least the company line, when there's something to say, we'll say it. In other words, Rapid Reinforcements 2 isn't ready yet. Maybe Rapid Reinforcements 2 isn't going to be ready for a long time. Don't Maybe it might not be ready until next year. Who knows? I don't know. But when there's something to say, we'll say it. So my big hope right now is that when there is something to say, that I would love to get some lead time, like you normally get with a Legion expansion, right? Let's say Din Djarin, they can be oh, here's a picture of it. Oh, okay, and then here's one of the upgrades, and here's the unit card, and weeks go by in between these things, and you have weeks and weeks and weeks that turn into months of hype and build up, and then all of a sudden you get the release. And I think that, that was the problem with Rapid Reinforcements, is we didn't get that big hype and that big release, and all of a sudden it was just boom, here it is. And so we weren't even expecting it, so it didn't feel like a big drop of content, because it was just that big hype window that normally precedes it was condensed into a single second, boom, it's here, and all of a sudden that one day we had this whole thing was print and play, and people were playing the same day, and so there wasn't that build up. I think I personally, maybe it's just because I'm in the business of kind of reporting on things and hyping things up, but we did, I'm really hoping we get a build up. I'm hoping we get, that there's something. Hey, something is coming. like with the Super Stardust, something big is coming. Just that was a whole year's worth of hype fuel for me. The something big is coming. Ah! That was awesome. So something like that I think would be really good, and that's kind of what I think a lot of people would really love to hear. Check out some of the comments before I kind of close out of everything else, and before we wrap this up. We're also going to do, for you guys who stuck around, we're going to do Slicer Tools in Discord after this. We're going to give away a Slicer Tools promo. So if you guys haven't already, make sure you jump in the Discord. Links will be in the description below, and I'll put this up in the giveaways channel. We have a giveaways channel in our Discord where we do other giveaways that are separate from the normal, like the lightsaber giveaway that we're doing on the channel right now. If you're subscribed and leave comments on my videos, then you're entered to win. But yes, let's see. You heard a rumor a while ago that a new Empire at War is possibly in production. Oh, I think I've heard some of that stuff too. That's video game stuff though. But yeah, that'd be really cool. I think a lot of us would enjoy that. I think a lot of the people who play games like Legion and Armada and X-Wing probably have some roots or some affinity for the old PC games of like the 90s and early 2000s and stuff like that. And so I think there'd be a lot of love for remakes of some of those, just like Squadrons. I haven't played Squadrons in a while, but that game's like really not supported anymore. Last time there was like nobody to play against unless I was playing against the computer, so that was weird. But Peter brings up a good point in chat right now. Peter is saying he says, I really think they would say it's a complete game instead of leaving us all hanging if the game was truly done. They have plans. That's a very good observation. They said that for Imperial Assault, and people have constantly asked, and it's not like we're not giving them the opportunity to ask the question. So yeah, I think it's there was somebody in the chat was saying something like, well, just because they had a Rapid Reinforcements 1 doesn't mean they'll do a 2. I'm like, no, it doesn't mean, it's not 100% confirmation that they're doing a 2, obviously, but I think it means it's likely. It's certainly more than just a remote possibility. I think it's a likely outcome. They put the 1 on there for a reason. They didn't have to put the 1. You could still do a 2 without a 1. You could have a Rapid Reinforcements, then you could have Rapid Reinforcements 2. Lethal Weapon, and then Lethal Weapon 2, right? Like you can do that, but to deliberately put a 1 on there, outside of, doing it in parody, which they wouldn't have done. They obviously can't take blatant Star Wars jokes like that with official releases. But putting a 1 on there is for a reason, and I think we all kind of know that. I think we're just really curious. Like, I'm just really curious of the timeline. Like, is there going to be hype, or is it just going to be? Am I going to walk into a store one day and all of a sudden, boom, this list you brought? Well, now it's not good anymore because Rapid Reinforcements 2 is here, and now we got some OP stuff, and like is it going to be just completely random like that, or are we going to get a little bit of lead time on it? That's my hope, is that we get some lead time next time. It was a cool paint job too. I think I liked the technique of the light gray wash in there first. It kind of it made it look a little different, and it was certainly different than what I do. I usually thin out a little bit of Nuln Oil, and so I'm going with more of a black wash. And I feel a yawn coming on. I'm starting to take a toll on me. So I think I'm going to go ahead and start wrapping this up. I still think of the whole history of World Part 1 was a bad analogy. But yes, it was a bad analogy because that was obviously a joke. I didn't want to really bring that one up specifically, even though Hulu's doing a Part 2. Yeah, that was obviously a joke because because naming something 1 is always preceded by a 2. An encyclopedia Volume 1 is always followed by a Volume 2. And so obviously picking up the 1 that was making fun of it doesn't count as disproving it. That just proves that actually proves the point of a 1 is always followed by a 2. That's why somebody parodied it. Mel Brooks, of course. Yes. Yep. But no, we didn't get any Armada news other than they haven't forgotten about the game. It's still supported, and hopefully there'll be more. Dallas owns 2 Super Star Destroyers, though. That should tell you a little bit. It's not like they're throwing the game in the trash. If somebody buys 2 Super Star Destroyers, they probably care about the game to some extent. At least the miniatures and the models and stuff like that. Like, plus, I mean, honestly, they're too cool not to. It's one of the coolest things ever. So he's a bad man. Yeah. All right, guys. Let me go ahead and wrap this up. I will talk to you all later. There's another stream tomorrow, and we will be covering some more stuff. What is going on tomorrow? It's the X-Wing Battle of Yavin. No, that was today. Tomorrow is Legion gameplay. Oh, yeah. So tomorrow at 1 p.m., I'll probably be kicking off the after. So get your lunch, bring it back, put on some headphones, hang out. We'll watch some Legion gameplay. What's going on, Audrey? Haven't seen you in a while. She says it's simple. You want to keep the game going. Keep it going. Saying it's dead and not playing shows them to never support it. Yeah, no. I think they are working on keeping the game going. You have Rapid Reinforcements was not that long ago. It feels like it was long ago because it didn't get that big cloud of hype with it. They've got an OP kit coming out. I'm surprised they haven't talked about the OP kit. I'm really surprised they haven't talked about that. They've talked about 2 Legion OP kits in the time that they, since, and they haven't talked about the Armada OP kit yet. Very, very surprising there. I wonder if there's been a hiccup with production. It's not ready yet. But yeah, that's what. But we also are getting Worlds next year. I wanted to talk a little bit more about store championships. It was asked in the chat, but wasn't answered. So that'll be interesting. All right. You thought they were repeating Ewoks. I think that's coming up in a little bit. But let me go ahead and I'm going to wrap this up. I'll talk to you guys later. May the force be with you. Thanks to my patrons. You guys are absolutely amazing. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.